Hi, and welcome to Late Shift. I'm your host, Mary Sampey, and we are back for a brand new season, and we are so excited. And speaking of seasons, it is fall, and you know what that means. In case you can't tell, we are having our Halloween episode of Late Shift, and I'm really excited because I get to finally be what my mother always wanted, a nun. And my mom gave me a nun name, Sister Mary Catherine, so it's perfect. And I work for the church, so I'm your nun for this evening. And we have a great show for you. We have Connellsville Mayor Greg Lincoln. He's going to talk to us about all of the amazing events going on in the city during Halloween. And we also have Troy and Suzie here from Crawford School of Terror. And they're going to talk about the expansion of their haunt right near St. John's here in Connellsville. They're going to talk about the 3 floors they now have at their haunt and all of the great things that they have lined up for you. We'll be right back with Connellsville Mayor Greg Lincoln.
Stream live and recorded content anywhere with EXP from Armstrong. Stay connected to the content you love. With the all-new EXP app, you can browse and manage your shows and set recordings for TV shows, movies, and series. Plus, you can stream your favorite networks directly from your DVR or with TV Everywhere. At home, the app also lets you transform your device into a second TV screen or remote control. Your content, your way, when you want it. EXP from Armstrong.
Hi, and welcome back to Late Shift. I'm your host, Mary Sampey, and we are joined by the very honorable Mayor of Connellsville, Greg Lincoln. Thank you for being with us.
Hey, thank you.
And we're kind of trying not to laugh while we're sitting here because we honestly feel like we're part of a joke right now with the nun and Donald Trump walking into the canteen of Connellsville and just the beginning of some very random things that are about to be happening right now. So, above and beyond that, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. You know, Connellsville, they love me here. Mm-hmm. You know, I always try to make it back into this area. You know, everything's perfect. Mm-hmm. I love Connellsville, and I'm excited to be here to discuss all the great things that are happening this fall and for Halloween.
Well, let me tell you, we in the Connellsville Catholic community are always praying for you every single Sunday during the intercessions, always keeping you in our prayers so that you can make the right decisions for us. I
greatly appreciate that, and I'll take every prayer that I can get, believe me.
Absolutely. So tell us about some of the things happening in Connellsville for Halloween.
Well, the first fall event is actually on October 5th. We have our annual Tangled Up and Brew. It's a homebrewers event. It's the main fundraiser that we have every year for our 10 city parks. This will be our 9th year that we're having it. It's actually grown into a fantastic night of fun in the city. I tell everyone it's the best adult night in the city the whole year long. We last year raised $26,000, and it's a lot of work and a lot of sponsorships. But we last year wanted to raise money to put in a new dog park for the city, and I'm really happy to say that this Thursday, which will be end of September, they're going to start installing the new fencing for our dog park at our Woodruff Park. So I'm really happy about that. It's probably been 8 or 9 years in the making of working and trying to figure out how we could do it, but it's going to happen, and that's all because of the money we raise at Tangled Up and Brew, the businesses that sponsor the event. It's a fun night. You know, there's still tickets available. It's $20. Okay. You come in, you get a glass, and we'll most likely have 20 or 25 different home brews that you can get to sample for free. We actually have 4 breweries that coming this year that will be giving out samples for free. Everything is free except the admittance with your ticket. You know, Abacus Jones has been a crowd favorite, so we've had them back several years. We love them because they play music that if you're in your 20s you like, and if you're in your 60s you like. We have a really great age range at our event, and it's always a fun night. Ruvo's Italian restaurant is going to be serving food, and our Kickstand Kitchen, they're back again this year. They make wonderful food here for the city, so I'm excited to have them back for the event.
I've never gone, and it sounds like something I would really enjoy. So this might have to be the first time. Although I have a race the next morning, so yes. I don't know if I'll be able to enjoy all of the
Well, you know,
all of the beer. But
to be honest with you, there's a lot of people that come. I mean, I would say the majority of the people that come to this event, they don't like craft beer. They come for the
Just to come.
They come for the atmosphere for the night because it's in our beautiful Yawk River Park. We've been very fortunate, thank God, for the weather. It looks like the weather again is going to cooperate again this year so far. But it is the $20 a day. Buy that ticket for it goes back. All $20 is going back into our parks, and that's the main budget they have every year is from this event. So that's why Lana and I, my wife, we basically spearhead this event every year and work very hard to make sure it's a success year after year after year. So very excited for that. I hope that we sell out as we normally do, and we'll raise $25,000, $26,000 again this year. So
that's amazing to raise that much money in one night over something super fun just for the city, and it'll just kick off fall for everyone who doesn't like to just drink beer, put on a nice cozy sweater, get near the fire, hang out with everyone.
Yes,
some great food.
And then the great thing is our hotel has changed names here in the city, so it's now Comfort Inn. It's like 50 yards from the event, so we push everybody to stay the night, stay the weekend, because there's a lot to do in town. Which, when Suzie and Troy come up there, their Crawford School of Terror will be open that weekend. So we're hoping that they come into town for that event, go to the Crawford School of Terror, even our eateries, spend their money. That's what we want. That's the main cause of trying to get people to come into the city is to support the business owners that support everything that we do in this city.
Absolutely. That's the one really awesome thing about Connellsville. If something's going on, you can go to multiple events in one evening.
Yes.
You can even walk to a lot of these events in one evening and just hit up everything, and it's really a lot of fun for people.
Yes, and you can walk around. It's safe. That's the nice part about a tight little city that we have. But Lana and I are not going to be we'll probably sample a couple of brews, just like if you do come, because the next morning, the very first annual end of the line 5K for
in my nun suit.
I probably have better odds running in my Donald Trump suit. I don't know.
Running away from people, maybe.
I didn't do it too good in the Woodruff, so I got to see what I can do on this new 5K. But I'm excited for this. I'm hoping the community comes out. All the runners participate in this because this will be a nice fall morning. All the money raised is going to the South Connellsville Volunteer Fire Department, which they do come in and assist the city. Our firemen, the New Haven Hose Fire Company, on calls, and anytime that they're needed, they come into the city to help. So I'm hoping that we can return the favor and really blow out their 5K and so they can make a nice chunk of money for their
It's a really awesome course. If you like to run, it is not too hilly. It's going to be a beautiful fall morning, hopefully no rain, and it's challenging, but it's definitely not the Woodruff in the 90-degree heat.
It'll be nice to wake up and it'll probably be in the 50s, which will be a great
beautiful
temperature to run. So I definitely encourage everyone. It's $20 right now. I think it goes up to $25 the day of the race. But just knowing that all the money that they raise is going back into their volunteer fire department, because they're volunteers and they have to basically raise everything that they want to do to be able to for equipment and everything else. It's a good cause. So I'm encouraging. If you can walk, you can run, just come out, to ultimately know that it's a fundraiser for that fire department. So we want to definitely encourage people to do it.
So you drink your beer, you run it off the next day, so that's already the first weekend of October. What else do you guys have planned?
The following weekend, October 12th, is really turned into a fantastic day. The Connellsville Municipal Association has started. It's called Pray Connellsville. Everybody will meet down at Veterans Plaza the morning of October 12th. They'll have a little ceremony down there, and then all the volunteers are going to go out into the city and literally pray over every single house, every single business, every single building that's in the city. I think it's absolutely amazing. You'll believe me, people will be, don't call the police that day. They're not telemarketers out knocking on doors. They don't need permits. They're out praying for everyone. They're just going to walk down the streets, walk down. They're not going to actually go on anybody's property, but it's a really fantastic thing that the Connellsville Municipal Association does for us. It's amazing. We are so very blessed to have that association in the city, because we have so many churches. We are the city of churches, and they work together, which is not really heard of in other communities. I mean, we have come together as just for the betterment of the community,
Oh, that's for sure. I got to sit in on one of their board meetings. I was representing Father Bob while he's away, and right away they were just super welcoming, said, we put all of our differences aside and we're just here to serve the city. And I thought, wow, I knew about the good work they do, but I've never experienced being able to sit down with all of them, all of those powerhouse people. And it was just really encouraging to me. And especially as a Catholic, sometimes I'm not sure how we're going to be received.
Right.
And they said, well, we're just happy that you guys wanted to even be a part of this. I'm like, well, we're
It is.
happy to be here. So it was just really amazing. And they talked a lot about that event. If you want to get involved in Pray Connellsville, you can either just show up or you can sign up ahead of time, because there's a lot of different sections of the city
Yes.
that they need to get covered to make sure that they have every single city.
Yeah, I
every
think
single street in the city
There
covered.
is an event page on Facebook, Pray Connellsville event page. They may actually, the one thing about the city church is when they do something, they go all out for it. They make videos, like commercials, like legitimate professional,
Like drone
really done
style.
commercials. So there's a really amazing one for Pray Connellsville on their Facebook page, and I definitely encourage you, if you have any inkling you want to do it, to come out that day. It really is. It's a great day. I'd love being down there in the morning to be a part of their start of it. And
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to drink our beer. We're going to run our race. We're going to pray. We've got like everything covered already, but there's
yes.
more, I'm sure.
Well, I just, we also have a Catholic church, Catholic school district in Connellsville, not the city, but Connellsville, Geibel. This year doing a Gator Fest on October 20th. They're going to kick that Gator Fest off with a new run. They're going to start down on the west side on 1st Street.
Okay.
And they're going to run up Crawford Avenue and end at Geibel. So if you're familiar with the city, you know how steep that hill is.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad
It's probably going to
time.
be, it's only going to be a mile run, but it's going to be probably the most challenging mile run you could ever do.
Is this timed or is this just for fun?
They're going to do.
competitive?
It's going to be competitive. They're going to give prizes. It's just another way to kick off Gator Fest. They're going to have all kinds of activities up at Geibel.
Cool.
Excited for that. Geibel is a part of this community. Their students volunteer. They do a lot of things. They're part of our churches. So anytime I want to give them some publicity for people to come out and check them out, because they are always ready to have new students, and I have to tell you, if you take a tour of the building, it's really amazing the things that they've done up there over the years, and so October 20th is a Sunday. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. Hopefully, for good weather for them.
Yeah.
And they'll have a nice weather day, so people will come out and be a part of the activities. It's going to be all outside. I think they're going to do all kind of games and that kind of like carnival activity out
okay.
there.
Very good. Okay, very good. So tell me about the Halloween stuff.
Okay,
Tell me about all the stuff my kids are going to want to know about.
Well, the greatest thing in Halloween, besides Crawford School of Terror, of course, is our Halloween parade that's been hosted by New Haven Hose Company for the last 109 years. This will be the 109th year this year, which is probably one of the longest running events that happens in our community every year. It's turned into I want to say my Donald Trump thing. Their crowds are, the crowds that come out for this parade will probably rival my inauguration crowds in 2016. So I just want you to know that's how huge this parade is.
That's pretty big.
And it really is. It's an amazing community parade. All the dance clubs and all the booster football teams, and it just all the organizations. They join the parade, and thankfully we've been very fortunate with weather, because that weather affects so many things that we do. But New Haven Hose they go all out for this. We start out on our south side and they finish at their fire hall, where they give out treat bags and they give out free food and
a lot of stuff.
And they're volunteers too. That's
Yeah.
why I always try to make sure that if you ever want to make a donation, that consider donating to the New Haven Hose Fire Company, because that money is well spent. It goes back into the community tenfold. So that parade is on October 29th. It's always the last Tuesday of the month, which there are 5 Tuesdays in October this year.
Fun fact.
So it starts at 7. Normally, it could be a 2-hour parade, all depending on how many people sign up. I know that they've been getting calls on when they can sign up. People were
wow,
wait in line to get their name down on the list to be in the parade.
That's awesome.
We have all the fire departments. Bands play. We always put some kind of a float. I think we're going to try to do a Disney themed float this year. I'm thinking Donald Duck and Daisy Duck's probably going to be coming back.
I figured, other than Donald Trump, you'd bring the other Donalds around
at
some point.
That costume has really played out well this year, and I'm thinking it could be perfectly and what we're going to do is invite the community, anybody that wants to dress up in a Disney character, or wants to walk in the parade with us. We want them to be in it.
Who doesn't want to
And
be a
maybe
Disney
once we
character?
get into our downtown, we might do a thriller dance or something, and do like a little Donald Duck
Yes.
Disney character
That
thriller
needs to
dance
happen.
in our downtown. Presumably on Pittsburgh,
Flash mob.
presumably on Pittsburgh Street, somewhere on Pittsburgh Street downtown, and be probably a perfect spot to stop, do our thriller dance, and then continue on through our downtown. But we're discussing it now, and hopefully in a couple weeks I'm gonna put it out there on my Facebook page and invite anybody that wants to be walk in the parade as a Disney character. We'd love to have it. Maybe we can set some kind of a Guinness Book of World Record thing. You have so many Disney characters in a parade outside of Disney World.
Living or dead
Living-
Disney characters.
Living
Living or deceased.
Yes. So after all that celebration happens on the 29th, the city once again will be having our trick or treat night on Halloween night.
Okay.
Which is a fun thing to do. It will be from 6 to 8 p.m. that night. So normally you have about an hour of daylight, an hour of darkness. So the younger kids can go out in the daylight, and the older kids can have a little bit of fun in the dark. It's really it's an amazing thing, and we actually have other communities that thankfully have decided to do it the same night as us. So
good.
There's no taking caravans of vehicles to hit every community. You're gonna have to pick one to go to. Which is nice, because we definitely get invaded by outside people that night.
I live in Dunbar, and I know you know about this, but there is a parade, and it is a big thing. I mean, people come in all sorts of different, ATVs and all their riding lawnmowers, whatever. And they have this parade in Dunbar, and it is so fun.
It is.
And then everyone then you end, and then they give out candy. Volunteers give out candy before you even go to the houses. So then if you're in the parade, you get stuff. And then you also get to go to all of the houses. It is so fun. And
Yes.
We've also participated in Connellsville as well. In the past, we've done an event where we were collecting food items instead of candy for community ministries. And I had never been in Connellsville for trick-or-treating before. And we had a fantastic experience. Everyone was super nice. Really, really excited to see us. And we ended up being able to have 30, 40 some boxes of non-perishable food items just of people that we're giving this out, and it kind of tied it all in.
Yes.
So it was kind of neat. But yeah, the community always comes together for things like that, and it's always super positive. So
It is. I grew up in Dunbar, so I participated in that parade for a good many years of my life. I love their parade, and
Yeah.
it really is a nice little community event, just like you have here in Connellsville. So it's nice to have a neighbor like that.
yeah. So tell me, are you going to go to Crawford School of Terror?
Let me tell you.
It is super stressful.
I'm just going to admit it again, because most people know. I most likely I will, because Amelia loves horror. She loves horror. She loves being, a zombie and a witch, and she loved the Crawford School of Terror last year. I'm not a fan of haunted houses or anything of that nature. I just never have been, never will be. But I most likely will be sucking it up, and we'll be going down there at some point. I don't know if we'll go down for the grand opening or sometime in October. We will be going down there. That's the thing. It's here in the city. It's convenient.
Yes.
That's have a professionally done haunt. They say haunt. I say it's just a complete horror building. I don't even want to. As soon as you step in the building, it's eerie and I just don't. That's not for me. But I want to say is if it is, it's here. You don't have to go to Pittsburgh.
It's
You don't
so
have to go to
fun.
Greensburg or anywhere else, big cities. We have a professionally done haunt in the city, and it's just another thing that we're appreciative of, and that draws people here. Because when they come to go and get scared to death, they can stay in for the weekend. Come make a fun weekend out of it. Stay at the Comfort Inn and eat at our eateries and shop at our shops and. Right here. We're in the canteen right now. They can come here for breakfast. They can come here for lunch.
Yeah.
See the amazing museum that they have here.
Yeah, just last year, my girlfriends from Uniontown came in, and Uniontown and Connellsville, it's only 12 miles away, but it's different worlds. People don't even know what's going on at all in Connellsville. So they said, we want to eat somewhere in Connellsville that we talk about. So of course we went to O'Donnell's, and then we ended up somewhere else to have a drink. And as we're having a drink, I'm telling them about Crawford School of Terror and how we always go there with our youth group. Well, then right on the spot, I just said, oh, why don't we go right now? And it was so cool because we had dinner, then we went to another place and had a drink and just like dessert and hung out. And then we just went straight to there. And it was like this whole entire night within a mile of each other. And they were so impressed and had such a nice time. And they're like, we didn't even know any of this even existed. So it's just really neat when you can kind of just show off all the things that we have.
You can walk from anywhere in the city if you. I mean, I probably wouldn't go there and then want to walk home after I left there. But I'm just saying that's just me.
Like following you out, takes you to a car.
And the cool thing is, it's right off of 119 here. You know, it's a major highway through the city. I mean, literally right off the highway, you can come, come into the haunt, and then if you want to stick around in the city and explore. If not, you can get right back on the highway and head home for the evening. But I'm excited that they're doing it again. They expanded, and I can't wait to hear about all the great things that are going to happen this year. I know Amelia wanted to actually be one of their actors, and so we were like, maybe let's wait a little bit. Yeah, because she would have been like,
she's ready.
She's ready to be one of the actors.
She's ready to go.
She's ready to be a part of the haunt. Believe me.
That's awesome.
So I'm sure as long as they keep doing it, at some point Amelia probably will be trying out as one of their actors for the haunt, and then we'll be fully involved in that too.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here. Honestly, Greg will do anything for us. If we say do this, he'll go above and beyond. He'll dress as Donald Trump. He'll do whatever. Like, that's how awesome he is in for the city. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for letting us know about all the great events that we have. There's so much to do here in the city of Connellsville that you can get involved with and get the whole entire family involved.
100%, yes.
Yeah. So when we come back, we're going to have Troy and Suzie, and we're going to talk about the haunt.
All right, we are in the basement of Crawford School of Terror. How are you feeling?
I'm slightly nervous. I have been here before, though, so I feel like I sort of know what to expect a little tiny bit.
So I'm a noob coming in, and you're like a pro.
It's going to be okay. We'll get through it together.
Can you hold my hand?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll be doing that like weird walk like this.
Like, I can't even take this right now. I am so nervous to be going in there. I don't know. I just don't. Take a look at this contraption I have on me.
That looks very interesting.
Like, we got a GoPro facing here. We got a GoPro facing at you. Like, it's all over the place. We are ready for this.
Yeah, we are so ready.
It's gonna be awesome. We are almost ready to start. Our turn is coming. Like, I don't know. Like, there's scary stuff over here. Scary people coming in. Like,
Yep.
My palms are sweaty.
We cannot be accountable for anything we say while we're in there.
Not
Just
today.
remember that.
Nope, not today. All right, why don't we get in there?
All right, let's go.
All right.
You're okay. I got you.
Nope. No! You gotta get out of my face, child. You gotta get out of my face. I don't do glass.
Oh my God.
No. Do we sit here and watch something?
I'm sweating.
Yeah, my arm is sweaty from you.
I'm sorry. Abby.
Oh, that clown was so scary.
There's a jump scare ahead.
Okay, I don't
How
like
do you
it.
know?
I can tell because he's all quiet all the time.
Zip it.
Stop yelling at us. Oh my God! Oh my God! Hi, welcome back to Late Shift. I'm your host, Sister Mary Catherine, and we are here with Suzie and Troy, and we are talking about Crawford School of Terror, and this is your 4th year. Is that correct?
Correct.
So tell me, for those of you who do not know and have never watched Challenge Accepted on Armstrong and have not seen the hosts, including myself last year, lose their minds while we were going through, and I even fell. For those of you out there who have not experienced it or seen it, tell us about how Crawford School of Terror came to be.
Okay, well, Crawford School of Terror came to be long before we even purchased the school. We ended up, for years, my family was into Halloween. And my dad in particular loved Halloween, and he would always have Halloween parties and just loved dressing up and handing out the treats in the neighborhood and things. So I grew up loving Halloween in my family. And my brother Johnny always had a Halloween party at his house, and we had it for 25 years. So
Wow.
Yeah, and we ended up making it bigger and better every single year, adding things. And of course, we had a lot of food and drinks, you know. And when he came along in the late 90s, when we started dating, he was like, let's start decorating. And we went from just having like a blood splattered shower curtain to like graveyards and the outside.
How we started.
We started out with a bloody shower curtain and now we're here. But we ended up building like bigger props and things. And Johnny had a couple acres, and people would come and they'd be like, why aren't you charging? And we'd be like, we're not going to charge for a party. Like, who charges for a party at their house?
Right.
But the idea was kind of started where Johnny, my brother Johnny, would be like, maybe we should do a haunted house. And I'd be like, this is fun. I don't want to make it a business because I don't know how much, we'd love it after we do it for a while. So we had the party for 25 years. And in the middle of having the party, 2008, he called me one day. It was February. And he said, hey, guess what's for sale? And I said, I have no idea what's for sale. And he said, the Crawford School. And I'm like, and I had 3 kids. My youngest was 1. And I thought, okay, where's he going with this? Because I think I know. And he said, that's our haunt. That's our building for a haunt. And I'm like, okay, you're dreaming, but we'll go look at it. So we went and we looked at it and decided to make an offer and purchased it with the idea of having a haunt in it. And when we bought it, we were like, yeah, gung-ho, let's do this. And then quickly we were like, okay, wait a second, we need to sustain this building and pay bills. And, we don't have money for a haunt right now. So we started renting it out, and we had a few businesses, which we still do, different ones from when we started. And we ended up finally in 2016, actually, we were supposed to open around 2014 is when we started doing the construction on the haunt. And in 2015, we were supposed to open, but we had some things, some family events that kind of, had to put that to the side. And then we finally opened our doors in 2016. And this is year 4, like you said. And so that's kind of how it came about. People ask us all the time, like, did we meet like in some kind of weird like Halloween chat room? No.
In the bloody shower curtain?
We actually, I think there is a story about that. But no. We didn't meet and say, oh my God, you love Halloween too? Let's get married. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
So, but he, I think, ended up kind of loving Halloween because he loved me. And now I always say that I think he loves Halloween maybe a little bit more than I do now.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And
it's taken over.
It is so impressive what you have done with that space. And we've been there all 4 years. We come with our youth group. We come with a big group every year. The first year we did it, I had no idea what to expect. Every single year, it's crazy different. You can't even believe that it's the same space. And you think you have it figured out, like, oh, well, we did this last time. And it's all new. How you walk through is completely new. The theme is always completely different. I know one year you did a maze type thing at the beginning where you had to go through while you were waiting. And last year you did an escape room. And there's always something new, which is just always keeps you on your toes. I do not like things like this. The only reason I go is for my youth group kids because I don't want to look like a loser if I didn't go through. So I try to act like I'm not scared the entire time, but I'm pretty much physically sick prior to going in. So it is, but it's super fun. And so I know that every year you guys go to like these crazy conventions and everything to figure out what you might want to do. And Troy, you do a lot of the work as far as building a lot of this stuff, don't you? Okay, so what goes into creating all this every year? Because it's not just like you'll throw it together.
That's a lot. I mean, between construction and wiring and just lighting even, like, there's a lot of work.
Yeah, so you're probably there all the time.
A lot.
Yeah, I see pictures of him on social media, just like it's 11 o'clock at night and he's still there. Just pouring like heart and soul into everything. So it's not just you guys that do this. You have a whole entire group of people that work with you to make this happen. And you have a lot of young people as well. So you get a lot of different kinds of people involved. So talk to me about the kinds of people if they'd ever want to be involved in the haunt.
I have a special name that I use for my crew, and it is the Island of the Misfit Toys, like on Rudolph.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is because I found in the past 4 years that a lot of people have one thing in common. It's that they never found anything that they actually fit into until they come and they're a part of the haunt crew. And it is a family down there. We definitely are. We like to communicate with each other through the off season. We genuinely like to be around each other. But if it weren't for the haunt, we probably would never cross paths.
You would never known each other.
Yeah, so we have adults, we have grown men, we have younger kids, teenagers, college kids, older women, I mean, it's pretty much all over the place, which is good. We've come a long way since our first year. Our first year was mostly young people, and now we have a lot more adults.
Yeah, and even like just the acting in it is so real, and you can't believe that these people aren't professional actors because they get so into it. They do not break character. A lot of times there's kids that I know that I know it's them, and they will not break character for any way whatsoever. It kind of creeps me out. I'm like, why are you staring at me like that? Just talk to me. Why are you being weird? And even you one time, I remember you were kind of following us up the stairwell and just like right in our face. I'm like, hi. And I know it's you, but it's just a completely different thing when you're all in your zone. And just the entire thing is really crazy, amazing. Last year they had this insane giant skeleton with the arms that jetted out. I mean, these are things like, where is this coming from and how's this happening? And when you're outside the building, you can't imagine that all this is fitting inside of there. And you're like, where are they putting all of this and where did I go? So this year, tell us what's new, what's different, and what can people expect when they go? You want to take this one?
I'll take some of it.
Okay.
This year we added a 3D attraction. It's called Playground of Fears, and that's where you enter. The first haunt that you enter is you go in through the front entrance and you walk into 3D. You get 3D glasses, and you walk through that attraction there.
Okay.
And then
okay.
On to the next floor. You hand in your 3D glasses. You go up to the classic Crawford upstairs. We have added. There's a lot more walking upstairs. We have made it. We've changed stuff around a lot upstairs to where you're up there longer.
Oh man, it feels like you're in there forever.
And then
forever. It's like you just keep going and you don't want it to be over, but then in another way you just want to get out.
We're utilizing a lot more of the square footage this year on the second floor. So that's what he means by that.
Okay.
A lot more steps. And then we added now where you used to enter would be the basement. Now that's a separate attraction you do not have to do. It's called Kidnapped. You get blindfolded and you're led blindfolded in the dark. There's actors in there.
And that sounds really stressful.
Doesn't that sound fun?
Hold onto a rope. Don't let go of it. And
hold onto a rope?
Oh yeah, we forgot to tell you that.
I didn't hear this part. Just hold onto a rope and keep
by the way.
Do not let go of the rope.
So you're not handed a rope. You're kind of yelled at to grab the rope. No one's nice down there.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you that
Because you're
part too.
kidnapped.
Because you're,
right.
simulating
probably not
kidnapping.
going to be the best.
Yeah, it's not warm and cozy down there.
No.
So
you're not touched.
Yeah, you won't be touched unless you're headed for disaster, like a
You're
brick
fall
wall. But yeah, you are blind. You're handed a blindfold, and you are then, I don't want to say led because nobody even really touches you. So
are
you're
you in a group at this point?
Oh no,
you're by yourself.
Why would we do that?
What?
Single file.
You're let in individually.
gosh.
Like the haunt is like
so
how many
stressful.
are in your group, and you say 6, and then you go through with your group. The blindfolded area, Kidnapped, the basement, everybody's let in individually. And you could catch up to your person in front of you by
I will be
touching,
running
feeling
as
them.
fast as I can with my rope.
Yeah. For in the very beginning, you're kind of let loose to feel your way through until you get to the part where the rope is. So, but there are actors down there who are pretty much not being nice. People love that.
Stressful. It's like I love it, but I hate it. And
Exactly.
You want to talk about feeling like you're in somewhere forever, being blindfolded and led through the dark. You feel like you're there
you feel like you're
forever.
in there for a long
And you could be in there
time.
for a long time.
You might be. If you come on a really slow night, which we're not planning on having
Right,
this year,
right.
there is a way we could keep you down there for up to an hour if we really wanted to.
That's horrible. Is there like a word that you could use to get out?
A safe word?
Yes.
No.
No, not really. Okay.
I mean,
I was kind of hoping. There'd be something like that. Well, I mean, I guess that certain kinds of people would enjoy that. I'm still going to do it. I'm going to hate every single minute of it.
Absolutely.
But it's just like something to do to say that you did.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm going to accept this challenge. I, again, don't want to look like a loser in front of my youth group kids.
Exactly.
So I'll act like it's no big deal.
Well, they won't see it anyway. They might hear you cry, but they
I'll cry for
see the tears.
for sure. I know that doesn't sound enjoyable, but it is. It's an enjoyable type of fear. And you guys are always so welcoming to us. We always have such a great time. Afterwards, there's always a bonfire outside, which is cool because then you can kind of just hang out. So it becomes like a whole evening experience to be able to do this. And it's always different, like I said, and each thing it's kind of tailored for individual people's fears. So some things might not creep you out, but you might go in another room that it's like you're triggered by whatever your specific fear is. So you never know what to expect. I thought I was completely fine until we got into a space where it was very dark and you had to walk through. It was a very tight space, and it was like almost like garbage bags, like inflated, and you're trying to walk through, and you don't really know where you're going. And I hate feeling claustrophobic. And
darn, we didn't get rid of that.
Yeah, I just feel like
hate to tell you,
I'm just gonna die at any minute, and it's just really stressful. But it's a lot of fun too. So. Thank you for bringing this to Connellsville. Tell us about how people can find out when you're open, your schedule, how much your tickets, all that kind of logistical stuff.
Tickets are $20 a person, and that does include all 3 attractions. Everybody always asks about that, like on Facebook. They're always like, wait, is it $20 attraction? No, it's $20. You'll get the 3D experience on the first floor, Classic Crawford on the second, and Blindfold in the basement. It's called Kidnapped. One thing I did want to mention that Troy didn't cover, you are entering the front doors of the school for the first and the second floors, and then you do exit the school to go to
back.
the basement.
Okay.
So you can either catch a breather, sit by the bonfire, get a hot chocolate, decide whether or not you want to do the basement, and then you want to go ahead if you want to do it. It's completely optional. We're not making anybody do the blindfolded area, but it is included in the ticket price.
Okay. Very
So,
good. That's good to know.
Yes.
And we did keep our the 10-minute escape room.
Yes.
We were just moving it.
Yes,
It's not,
the
'cause
10-minute
we had to move it
escape
out
room
of
is still
basement
there.
in
Yeah.
the,
Okay, so that's extra.
Yes, that's $5
That's the
extra,
$5,
and
and
up
then-
to 5 people, maybe 6 depending on your group. But you get in there for 10 minutes, and it's $5 a person. It's called it is called House of Slaughter. And then we also have our 60-minute escape room, which is open all year long, and it's definitely going to be open for the haunt on the haunt nights. It's called Escape Crawford. People always ask us if that is scary. The theme of it is kind of scary, but we always tell people, they might say, I'm not coming if it's scary, and we'll say, well, it's not that kind of scary.
Right.
It's not like the haunt. The set itself is pretty creepy. The building, let's be honest, is creepy.
Yeah,
Walking
just
into the
being
building
there
is creepy.
yes.
But Escape Crawford is a 60-minute experience with you and your friends, up to 8 people, and it's $25 a person. We are encouraging everybody that wants to do Escape Crawford to book online because we're already selling out for our Halloween, like our haunt nights.
Okay.
So it will be open every day that the haunt is open.
Okay.
But since it is a 60-minute experience, you will, obviously there are only so many spots open every night. So they can find us on our website, crawfordschoolofterror.com, which actually links into our Escape Crawford so that they can book online there. You can buy tickets for Escape Crawford online, tickets for Crawford School of Terror online, cash only at the door. And also the escape room, the 10-minute escape room is cash only at the door as well. We don't sell those online.
Okay.
It's $5. So.
And tell us exactly where the building is located in Connellsville.
125 North 7th Street, which is right off of 119 and right off of Crawford Avenue.
Yeah, it's super scary. We usually come, sometimes we have a Halloween party ahead of time with the nice Halloween stuff, like the G-rated, like, all just the fun stuff.
Yeah.
And then we graduate into, let's walk across, which is nice. We meet at St. John's. We just get to walk right. Let's all mentally prepare ourselves. We're all going to walk over and do this, and it'll be fine. So I start getting nervous as the time starts coming, as the days go. One year I did wear a beard, and I felt more protected because
okay.
I felt like hidden a little bit. I know that's really random, but it helped me because I felt like no one was going to pick on me as much as, you know.
In reality, you probably were picked on more.
A little bit, but yeah, probably. But I definitely try not to act scared because I know that when you do, they're going to pick on you more.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So
I can smell
try
your
to
fear.
Play it cool, like a faker, but oh my
Never
gosh.
tell them what you're afraid of either. 'Cause
And your whole family gets, your kids get involved
Absolutely.
in this.
Mhm. Yes, they do.
Which they're amazing and super creepy. I'm like, hi, hi, Ivy, you're a little girl, but you're scaring me. So yeah, it's just really a lot of fun. Thank you so much again for coming and letting us know.
Sure, no problem.
Check out their Facebook page, the webpage for the CrawfordSchoolOfTerror.com for the schedule, and make sure that you make that a part of your Halloween this year. You are not going to find a better local experience like this that's top notch. So thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
What's on tonight?
Thank you so much for joining us for our Halloween episode of Late Shift. Make sure you get to all of the events that we talked about. A special thanks to our guests, Connellsville Mayor Greg Lincoln, Troy and Suzie from Crawford School of Terror. Thanks so much. Good night.